Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Angela, and I came across today. I finished the last video Three Fat Readers did of decks of descent. Basically, decks that going in from into the darker parts of the year. I did one for Virgo season that's like transitioning from summer into fall, and now we're moving from basically into fall and winter in the northern hemisphere anyway. And it's funny because we've had 100-degree weather for weeks, and then all of a sudden in the last week it's went from hundreds to 70s to in the 30s. So I'm like, it's gonna be a very long winter, I would say. But I thought I would go ahead and do I guess it's a hashtag now. I don't know if they made it a hashtag or not, but I'm posing as it a hashtag. I will post their video below that they did on the Three Fat Readers. And if you're not familiar with Three Fat Readers, it is Lisa Pepez, Danny Mystic, Danny from Danny Mystic, and Dustin from Modern Metaphysique. They do a tarot. They have a tarot channel called, what was I just saying? They have a tarot channel called, they all have a tarot channel called Three Fat Readers Together. And every month they get together and talk and chat and whatever. And this month they did I think it was the end of September. They did, because they do it, I think the last Saturday or the last Sunday of the month. And I just caught it today, and today is, October 8th. Sunday, 2023. So, without further ado, without further blabbering, I have 11 decks to show you guys. So, real quick, I'm going to show them to you. Now, I did do, I have done, Halloweeny decks before. These are decks that are not in that category. Now, there might be one or two that overlap and probably are in both. But, actually, I only think I have one here that I would put in my Halloweeny decks. But for the most part, these are just decks that go from summer, fall, winter. So here we go. So for the first one would be my beloved. I made a pouch for it. Oak, Ash, and Thorn. I actually did Virgo season decks and had this in there, but I decided to take it out. In a previous video, or in a video after that, I showed the deck I would have replaced it with because I couldn't figure it out at the time. But I absolutely love this deck. It is my ultimate fall deck. I love the autumnal colors. I love Adam Muller's artwork. I love the leaves turning. Fall is like if it's a nice weather, my favorite time of year. Usually we don't really have, here the last few years, we haven't had much of a fall. It goes straight from either summer to winter. And I love this death card. Love it. But yeah, this is a gorgeous deck. I just recently got the Thistledown Oracle, and if you know me at all, I will probably do all Oracle decks here. But I'm not going to belabor this too much because everybody's got this deck. Everybody loves this deck. It's stunning. Look at that. To me, it's my ultimate fall deck. And when I went to make a pouch for it, the color I found was fall, and then there's a wooden button that screams Oak, Ash, and Thorn. So I just thought that was perfect, and it's been in this pouch ever since I made it. So that's deck one. Actually, should have went with this should have been deck one. Tarot of the Hidden Realm by Barbara Moore, Julie Jeffrey, and Barbara Moore. I don't know what to say about this deck. It's stunning. It's gorgeous. It is one of the ultimate fall decks to me. I did multi-color the edges. It is a Llewellyn cardstock. If you didn't know, the Oak, Ash, and Thorn is an indie deck. Love that shuffle on the Llewellyn cardstock. This is very, it's very moody fall to me. If that makes sense. It's more the end of fall kind of deck. But I adore the images in this. I adore this deck so hard. And you do have some cards that look kind of springy. So this is one of my few, I have like 3 decks total that I would use probably in spring and fall. Now, I use my decks any time of the year, anytime they call to me. But I tend to pull this one out. I say it's a spring deck, but I tend to pull this one specifically out in the fall months. Don't know why. I mean, I do know why. There's some darker images here. I just love it, though. There is some spring-like, but look, it's almost like the, yeah, like the winter is over, just starting out. It's a stunning, stunning deck. But there are some dark cards in here, which makes me think of fall. Gorgeous. Gorgeous fall deck. That is deck 2. The Tarot of the Hidden Realm. I love it. Yeah, it's one of my specific pulled out decks for fall. Next we have Tarot of the Abyss. I was debating because it's black and white by Anatorian. This is a U.S. Games publication. I was debating pulling it out at all because I use this, like I said, all my decks I use all year round whenever they call to me. I love the smell of this deck also. Little stuff. Beautiful bags. It's just a deep deck, and it doesn't matter that it's black and white. It doesn't. It's one of few black and white decks I have. But this one specifically, I have the Poe Tarot that's black and white also. And then I have another dark deck that I work. It's strictly a dark shadow work deck. But this one feels more, while we're hibernating in the winter months, we're going to soul search. That's what this one feels more like. Love it. And it's so deep. And it's a deck you would want to hunker down with for the winter. And I just love it. I love anything Anatorian does. I cannot wait for the Tarot of Echoes. I cannot wait for the Mass Market Bones on Earthflesh Tarot. There's so many projects she's working on, and I'm here for all of them. All of them. Beautiful. Beautiful deck. So that is the Tarot of the Abyss. And it's not a darker kind of deck because it's black and white. It just so happens this is kind of the time of year I pull it out. This one crosses the line into Halloween decks. Tarot of De La Nuit. It's a Low Scarabaro 2-part box. This is very Dracula, very vampire-y, very dark, twisty mermaids. But it's also a deck I use for shadow work. And I don't necessarily use this as a Halloween deck. It just appears to be a Halloween deck, if that makes any sense. I used this for months, long before winter, or long before Halloween ever came around. So I see this, it can go into either category. And I said there was one, this is the one in these 10 that could go into, I could use it as a Halloween deck, but I also usually use it as a dark deck as well. A dark shadowy work deck. And it's stunning. I love, love, love this deck. I've used the crap out of this deck. I haven't used it in a while, but I used the crap out of this deck when I got it. I loved it so hard. And there, it's not even just a vampire deck. It's just a dark, dark time of the year deck. Now here, it does make you think he's a vampire. He's even got the long nails. But for the most part, it's just a dark deck to me. But like I said, this does kind of cross that line. It wavers over the line of between Halloween and light decks. My music went off. So that is the Tarot de la Nuit, and we also use this as dream interpretation too. Crazy. Tarot de la Nuit. So that was 4 decks. Deck 5, and I just did a video uploading it now with this deck. It is the Ferret Pinter Tarot. It is the deck I'm using as of right now for shadow work. Yeah, and you'll see why in that video for the Deacon, Libra Deacon 2. You'll see why. This deck knows me in and out. It's got Carpe Diem F Pinter on the back. Yeah, those are the cards I just did the tarot spread with. The Justice card came out first card, and I'm like, really? Because Libra is the Justice card, so that's interesting. This deck is unlike anything I have. The artwork style, I mean. And this Chariot card, first Chariot card I've ever had a visceral reaction to. Like, it was horrifying. It still horrifies me, that card. And then I was like, oh, this is not just an artsy deck. It's no joke. It is dark. It is deep. It is fantastic. And yeah, I usually do shadow work, start doing more shadow work. I think it is because it's winter and you're not going out as much. There's nothing left to do but work on your shadow self, right? So I use this deck at this time of year, or going into the dark parts of the year. I use this deck and it is fantastic and I love it. And it's a Los Scarabaro 2-part box. You'll see why I keep saying 2-part box, because all these decks are either Los Scarabaro or Llewellyn, and then we got one U.S. Games. So that is the Frank Pinter Tarot. Next we have the Ghost and Spirits Tarot by U.S. Games. So we do have 2 U.S. Games in here. I love this deck. I don't use it as a Halloween deck. It is a Halloween type deck. Love the cardstock. Very bendy. But did I just have that on? That's all. No. That's the extra card. Wow. It is very autumn colors. Very fall. And I love, it is by Lisa Hunt. I love her artwork. I have the Pastoral Tarot, which was in my Virgo deck, which is the deck I added for my Virgo decks. This one is it's very much a mediumship deck for me. And that's what I use it for. But the cards in this are stunning. The trees, the artwork is just beautiful. She does great artwork. But it's a very fall-esque time of year for me. This deck. Very fall. And I freaking love it to pieces. And it's so accurate with mediumship readings. It's crazy. Crazy. But yeah, that's the Ghosts and Spirits. This is probably the other one that would float back and forth. If somebody asked for it as a Halloween reading, I would use it. Just because it is Ghosts and Spirits. But typically I don't use that at all for Halloween decks. I use it for a mediumship reading deck. Next, we have 3 Los Scarabaro tuck box decks. The reason I say tuck box is because these are... Actually, I should show this one. The lid's gone. Tuck boxes suck. But this is the Tarot of the Secret Force. This is probably the 5th deck I ever bought. Tarot deck. It has some mileage on it. This is the first dark deck I ever used for shadow work. The fact that card popped up on the bottom right here is crazy, because this is the deck I realized I can do mediumship readings with tarot. The backs are black and white. The fronts are colored, but they're all very autumnal colors. Yeah, very... This is all jacked up and turned around. It's a beautiful deck, and we've had some times this deck. I love it though. This and the Frank Pinter is the 2 decks I use mostly for shadow work. This one kind of retired because I got the Frank Pinter, but I might need to pull it out again. I need to make a pouch for it, because as you saw, the box is falling apart. And I adore this deck. I did edge it in black. I don't know why most of it's black and white here. But, yeah, it's stunning. And it's very autumn colors. Very fall. Very dark time of year. And I love it to pieces. That is the Tarot of the Secret Force. It's a Fae deck. Very dark. Very dark. And Tech Box Low Scare Bear decks are smaller and thinner, and the boxes don't last as long. The thinner they are, the better though, because they shuffle better. This is the Native American Tarot by Low Scare Barrow. It's like $20 on Amazon. So is the other one. These are the backs, and they shuffle like a dream. This is a deck I would pull out more for this time of year because most of the colors, again, are these autumnal colors. And like there, it looks like there's, the leaves are falling. There's a couple in here that's full on winter, and it looks like they're trying to survive the winter, which we're probably not going to see any of them now that I've said it. But these are all very fall-esque colors, and I love it to pieces. The artwork in this, it may not be typical RWS. I don't care. This is one of the most gorgeous decks I have. There's a whole story behind me even having this deck. If you watch my walkthrough of it, you can go to the playlist that has my cards and see the playlist for this. And I don't like the snakes. All the aces are snakes, like rattlesnakes. I hate it. But other than that, this is an amazing, gorgeous, beautiful, stunning fall-looking deck. And I love it. And it is gorgeous artwork. So that's deck. Oh my gosh. Are we almost done? We are almost done. That was deck 9. 8. 8. One more Low Scare Barrow deck, and that is the John Bower Tarot. This was given to me. It had been on a list, and I saw somebody online saying they were getting rid of it, and another deck, which is very spring-like. And they said, first one to reply, I'll send it to them for free. And I replied, and these are the most beautiful backs. Reminds me of Japanese artwork, and if you've seen my channel, you know I like Japanese artwork. I don't know why, I just do. But this is very fall also. Very fall colors. Autumnal colors. Another deck I rarely really worked with, and as I was going through it earlier, I'm like, I really need to get that out. So I might actually pair this with the Native American Tarot. I think that would be very interesting. But yeah, as we're talking, there's no, look at this colors. Gorgeous, gorgeous fall looking deck. Stunning. And I freaking love it. Before I run out of time, the last two are winter decks, because that's all I have for winter. Hold on a second. The first one is the Yuletide Tarot that came out in July. This book is humongous. It's Llewellyn cardstock, Llewellyn deck. It's stunning. It shuffles stunningly beautiful. I've used it a little bit. Backs are gorgeous. Fronts are wintry. But it is a very... look at this. She's sitting by the fire waiting for Santa. He's sitting by the fire. Like, it's a winter deck. It is a winter deck. I have nothing more to say. It's a winter deck. And I don't have any real winter decks like that. So, there's that. And then I have one more to show you. It is a indie deck, and it is the Pagan Otherworlds. Now, they showed this. One of them showed this in their, oh my gosh. In their, haul. I think it was Dustin showed it. But he's right. It's a stunning, stunning deck. And I always pictured this as a wintry deck. There's the backs. It is a linen cardstock. I hate that it's a linen cardstock because I don't like linen. But this deck is freaking stunning. Like, stunning. Yeah, I think it was there. That's the card that makes me think it's a winter deck right there. And it's like a cream color. So it's very, there's more snow. It is a very antique looking deck. I love it. I don't hardly use it just because it is an indie deck. A lot of my indie decks I wind up tending not to use as much as I probably should, just because I'm afraid of hurting them, and this is one of them. If this were to be in a museum, I would not be shocked. In fact, I've seen somebody's channel a long time ago where they were talking about how they had been in a museum in France somewhere or something, and this was in there. So I don't know if that's true. I don't know if I'm misheard that, but it belongs in a museum. It's that kind of beautiful artwork. Yeah. And it's the Pagan Otherworlds. So that is all of my autumnal Dark Descent decks. And we left him on the top. Left him in the box. Oh, there's one more. Oh yeah, look at that. Gorgeous. Anyway, that's all my autumn fall whatever decks. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, don't hesitate to comment below. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you want to see more, please subscribe. And don't forget to hit that notification button so you're alerted to any future videos. And y'all have a good night. Bye.